You ready?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at my bus. I'm making sure my bus is not leaning in either direction. I'm making sure there's no wires hanging. I'm making sure there's no grease coming from under my bus. I'm looking at my grill, secure, not missing any screws, not damaged. My stop arm, so I can watch the kids come out the bus safely, is secure, opens and closes. My license plate, not missing any screws. Looking at my headlights. Clear, not cracked, no condensation in the glass. I have my turn signal hazards, my high beams and my regular headlights. I have two. My mirrors, not rusted, not cracked, not damaged, not missing any screws. My glass is clean, visible, and my seal is no dry rot and is proper. All wires, proper. And I have two. Windshield, inspection sticker up to date. Wiper blades, no dry rot, they're touching the window. Glass is clean, no debris, anything inside my windows. Up top, I have my amber warning lights to let the kids know I'm about to stop. I have my red stop lights, so all the vehicles, the kids know I'm stopped. It has school bus, not missing any lettering. It's visible, clean. I have my 3 amber clip lights up top and 2 on the side. Okay? Let's go to my battery box. Door. Locks in place. Opens and closes. My kill switch turns the bus off. I should turn it off 5 minutes after I get off the bus. My battery, there's no debris. My battery's secure. My connections are tight, and I see no corrosion. Since I'm here, my stop sign says stop, opens and closes. All my wiring is connected. There's no cuts, no damage, and I have 2. While I'm here, I'm gonna talk about my mirrors. I have my sight for looking down the road, and I have my convex for looking at the rear tire. They're clean, visible, not cracked or damaged in any way, and I have 2. Let's talk about my tires. My tires, 100 PSI, 430 seconds. I have 2 front tires. No cuts, no threads. No cuts, no bubbles, no scrapes, not damage to my outside and inside walls. My rims, no welding repairs, not rusted, not damaged, not bent, not cracked in any way. My lug nuts are secure, tight. My hub oil seal, if there was a sight glass, I can see the proper oil level, but there's no oil leaks, so my hub oil seal is good. If I come over to this side, my crossover mirror, I explained it over there. My tire, my rim, I explained over there. My mirror, my convex, I explained on that side. I'm gonna go under the bus. Under the hood. What I'm gonna do is name the parts, and then I'm gonna explain what I'm looking for in the parts. I have my steering wheel. Comes down to the steering column. Comes down to the power steering hose, the power steering box, the power steering fluid. What I'm looking for is my steering column is straight, it's not rusted, it's not damaged, it's properly connected. I have my seal, my rubber, there's no dry rot, there's no rips, no tears. I have my connections between my steering column and my power steering boxes. There's no debris caught up inside. There's no oil leaks on my power steering box. My power steering hose, there's no dry rot, properly secure. There's no damage. My fluid, caps are tight, proper levels. My sight glass shows I have the proper levels. No damage in any type of way. My pitman arm, my drag linkage. Pitman arm is straight, it's not cracked, it's not damaged, it's secure, not missing any bolts or screws. I have my castle nut and cotter pin on 2 sides. My cotter pin is with vibration. My castle nut can vibrate and come off, but if my cotter pin's in place, that's going to keep the castle nut in place. It has to be open like a butterfly. Okay, and I have 2. 1, and I have 2. My drag linkage is straight, not damaged, not cracked, and inside there's rubber coupling. There's not dry rot, no excessive oil on the rubber coupling. Okay, and this is for my steering. When I turn my steering wheel, this pitman on, it goes like that. That turns this wheel. So if this wheel is facing this way, this is gonna go out and come in. Okay? I have my leaf springs and my socks. My socks, I get no air leaks. And there's no damage, no rust. And my socks, properly secured, no missing bolts. My leaf springs are not shifted. They're on top of each other. If they were shifted, that would be a problem. This should be aligned properly. I have my U-bolts and I have my spring mounts. Not missing any bolts, and properly for my leaf springs, support for my leaf springs. I have my frame, not damaged, not cracked, and it goes from front to back. Okay. I have my oil, O for oil. T for transmission. If I was checking, I would pull it, wipe it off, reinsert it, pull it out again to check the proper levels. Since I'm here, if I was to put oil, it would be there. I see no leaks, no excessive oil on the canister. While I'm here, I'm gonna follow my transmission. I'm gonna take it all the way down to the air compressor, which is right there. My air compressor is gear driven and I hear no air leaks and it's properly mounted in the back. Okay. Let's talk about my brake chamber, brake line and hoses, slack adjuster. My brake line is, again, no damage, no dry rot, properly connected. It works with my brake chamber, properly connected, no missing bolts, no screws, and it has the clamp to keep my brake chamber as one unit. My clamp is right here. I have my slack adjuster and push rod. When I hit my brakes, my push rod inserts. Also have the cotter keys. Without the cotter keys, holding in the slack adjuster, if I were to hit my brakes, would the slack adjuster move? It will not. So the cotter keys are very important in this, right? This is the cotter key right there. It attaches this slack adjuster to the push rod to go in and out every time I hit the brakes. Okay? You have this. Let's go inside the tire. I have the brake drums, linings, and pads. Make sure the pads are not worn thin. Make sure there's no debris, oil, contaminants inside. What happens if I hit my brakes and I have oil on my drums? I'm going to keep on sliding. That's not a good thing. So with that being said, I think I covered everything here. Here's my fuses. Should have a spare in there. I'm not going to open it. Should have a spare in there. If it was burnt, it would have that electric burning smell. Might be a darkest gray if it was bad fuses in there. This is not too nice. Now, if you feel you forgot something, don't dwell. Just continue and come back and get it. Let's go to the other side. This is the hard side.
Sure.
I'm going to first talk about my coolant. Proper levels. The reservoir is not cracked. It's not damaged. I will not touch the cap. I have my washer fluid. There's no leaks. The wiring is connected properly. Cap is on tight. Proper levels. Now, this is where it gets hard. My frame, spoke about it over there. My leaf springs, spoke about it over there. My U-bolts spring mount, spoke about it over there. My shocks, spoke about it over there. My brake line, hose, clamp, spoke about it over there. Slack adjuster, cotter key, brake drum, lining, pads, spoke about it over there. Don't have to repeat it, just recognize it. What's different over here, I have my alternator. I have my alternator wires. It's not touched, it's not damaged. There's nothing burning. My alternator's in good condition and it's belt driven. Here's the belt, it has no frays. It's not dry rot, securely, properly connected to the wheel. It's no more than a ½ inch of play. Behind my alternator belt is my water pump. That lip right there is my water pump. Securely mounted, there's no leaks, no damage. My water pump is right there. Make sense?
No belt for the water pump.
Everything, this belt driven, everything right here, alternator and the water pump belt.
Okay.
On the other side, air compressor, that's gear driven. Make sure you say those two. Okay. Tire, lug nuts, hub oil seal, valve stem, 432nd, 100 PSI. Spoke about it over there. Mirror, spoke about over there. Since I'm here, Since I'm here, I'm gonna talk about this area. My door opens and closes. My ceiling, it's not damaged in any way, not dry rot. My steps are clean. My student arm, secure, not damaged. Since I'm here, I got my fire extinguisher in the securely mounted. Pin is intact, is up to date. I have my emergency spill kit, gloves, throw up, seatbelt cutter. I have my first aid kit, 16 unopened boxes. I have my 3 emergency triangles. Since I'm here, I'm talking about that. So I want to go around the bus. I have my stairwell light. At night, when I turn on my lights, the kids can see the proper light going up. Turn signal, reflective strip, not damaged, numbering. My emergency strips goes around my emergency windows. I have 1 and I have 2. It says Henrico County Public Schools, not missing any letters, is visible. My clip lights now go from yellow to red. But before I get that, I'm gonna talk about my 4 rear tires. 232nd, 100 PSI. The rims not damaged, not cracked, not rusted, not bent, no welding repairs. My hub axle seals, no oil leaks. I have 2 rear tires. I have the spacing in between. My rims are not, my tires are not touching. And I have, they're the proper same size. If this bus would equipped with a mud flap, it would be right here.
Perfect.
Okay. It says diesel, door locks in place, cap is on tight, no leaks. Since I'm here, since I'm talking about my diesel, my fuel tank and cage is right below me. If the cage is moving, you see little scrapes that is constantly moving around. And fuel tank and cage is right there. Clip lights, reflectors, now red, yellow in the front, red in the back, red in the back. My exhaust, no soot, securely mounted, no dry rot. Let's talk about my yellow ambers, my red stops, my red clips. School bus sign is clear and visible. License plate, securely mounted, matches the front. Turn signal hazards. Brake lights, running lights, reverse lights. Not missing any screws, proper color, not damaged, no condensation. Back door opens. Locks and secures. Well, it's supposed to lock. And that's because it should lock. If students were getting out of emergency, you don't want the door to be flying back and forth. And when I open the door lights to that. Red reflector here, like I spoke about over there. My stop sign is like I spoke about up top. My 2 rear tires, rim, spoke about on the other side. Lettering, emergency exit, spoke about on the other side. Cut. That's this part.